Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Hope you're staying safe. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. There is a situation underway, occupying, as you can see on this map here, most every state, north and south, just on the east side of the Mississippi River. As you can clearly see on this map here, and there is right now a multi-state blackout underway. Over 100,000. What's going on, guys? Last one. Reviewer. Hey, what's up, guys? Drifter, phone home. Just saying hi to you guys over here real quick. Got a situation unfolding here, guys. I don't know if any of you are in the middle of this very strong, at times, collection of storms we're going to look at real close here. I happened to see this earlier, and I just couldn't not just look at it and at least make mention to what's going on here. Hello, everybody. Mark, Reed, Christopher, Bradley, Swanee. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing good, staying safe out there. Yeah, when I saw the line of tornadoes spanning through Louisiana up into Mississippi, I'm like, okay, we got to at least talk about this. I saw on the map at one time, I think it was 6 tornadoes that had touched down, not simultaneously, but nearly simultaneously through Louisiana, Mississippi, up into Alabama. Big situation going on here, guys. Let me show you what I found. I'm going to take you to this. It's a specialized radar that I use. I don't use it very often, but I do have it. I do watch the conditions closely. Look what I found earlier. 94-mile-an-hour winds north and east of Mobile, Alabama, south and west of Montgomery, Alabama. That is well into hurricane force winds. And this thing is just getting started. It's not anywhere near done. What's going on, Scott? Scott is a Star family member. Donna Brown, Star family member. What's up, guys? Hope you're staying safe. Anybody in the path of these storms down here? And what I mean by path, let's just take a look at the radar right now. Here we go. This is the radar where I just clocked the 94-mile-an-hour winds. Now the winds are steady, 70, 69. Here, I'll pause this real quick and just show you. This is where I found them. Look at this. No joke. 81, 85. Consistent. Waynesboro, Jackson, Chatham, 87 miles an hour. There's another 91 mile an hour. That collection right in through here of that color of kind of light orange. Winds are very, very strong, just straight north of Mobile, Alabama, in the McIntosh area, Jackson area, Grove Hill, Thomasville. You guys, anybody in this area? They are forecasting, move this over a little bit. Thank you, Scott. 2 to 3 inches of rain and 60-mile-an-hour winds starting tomorrow. Well, it's currently getting a very good start. You'll probably see that uh, pretty easily. The rain is coming down fast and furious. The winds are blowing like hurricane force. There's been multiple tornadoes I saw over here on the map earlier. And that's when I'm like, okay, I need to give you guys a heads up. That's just what I do. It's what I like to do because I follow this stuff very, very closely. And when I see a row of tornadoes on here potentially going towards anybody, I want to give you a big shout out. Butterfly 31's in central Pennsylvania. You'll probably see some of this activity maybe tomorrow if it stays together. I live in Toxic Town, England, phone home. Anybody in these areas here? Wow. Telling you guys, this is a very strong storm system. And we talked about this in a live stream a couple of days ago. We talked about the big scorpion tail in the sky that had anchored over parts of Missouri and Iowa and Kansas. Now it's over Oklahoma. See the counterclockwise rotation and the scorpion tail. This is another system moving through, going to be bringing snow to the northeastern United States. But right now, this is a very intense storm system, especially through Mississippi, high winds and power outages. Yes, the power outage situation. You can see right here over at poweroutage.us. I'm going to refresh it. This is what it was a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's still up there. Texas, 26,867. Louisiana, 23,000. Earlier, it was 19,000. So that's gone up. Alabama, 15,000, almost 15,700. Kansas, 15,166. Mississippi, 11,800, almost 12,000. And check this out. 10,400 customers over here in New Mexico, my neighbor, and to the best of my knowledge, it's not even storming over there. Look, you've got a little bit of counterclockwise rotation. This was earlier, but there's not too much going on in New Mexico. Yet they are in the middle of that's another state in this multi-state power outage event that's underway. That's affecting tens of thousands of people. Looking at windy.com, you can see this long line of thunderstorms that's just moving right through Louisiana, going up into Mississippi. It's been doing this. That is a very strong storm front. High winds, once again, up here in north central Alabama. High winds in Mississippi and Louisiana as well. And there were many areas earlier where I saw a line of tornadoes that span from Lakeview. It wasn't over here on Windy. I didn't show them over here on Windy. I showed them on this map right here. I saw the tornadoes basically spanning from here we go. Grenada, the Greenwood area, Cleveland. I didn't know there was a Cleveland, Mississippi. Cleveland, Mississippi it is, but the tornadoes were in a straight line, and there were 6 of them that it looked like they made contact with the ground at least briefly, but I can't get over these winds. Look at that 92-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Look at that. Are you serious? Man, you guys, hunker down if you're in these areas. I mean, this storm system it's headed towards Georgia. I think this particular system right here is going towards the Atlanta area. Back out a little bit where you can kind of get a better view. I've been following this for about an hour, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's just do a live and see where everybody's at here. Working overtime, moderators working overtime too. This classic transition between La Nina and El Nino, I mean, it is like clockwork. These winter thunderstorms that we're seeing here, and these storms, especially, there's no good time for a tornado, but a tornado after dark is a million times worse. And when I saw those tornadoes after dark, it was time to work overtime. Yes, indeed. What's up, terrestrial? How you doing, man? ATL, cabin girl, you're in the big ATL. Well, you could see some activity here in the next couple of hours. Anyways, is in Tuscaloosa. Where is Tuscaloosa at on here? Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Okay, here we go. Looking at these high winds again. I mean, these are persistent hurricane force winds through the middle of Alabama. I mean, now 70, 79, I think 74 is the cutoff for hurricane force, 80, 81. Just a very strong winds moving through southern Alabama right now as I do this video. Where is Tuscaloosa? Let's click on the map. Tuscaloosa. You're right on the edge of those high winds, right? Here we go, up in the Tuscaloosa area. Okay, you're on the backside of the winds right now. The winds, wow. Are you serious right now? Look at the winds in the Birmingham area. Atlanta, you're right on the edge, the big ATL, but the winds are still holding steady. Look at those rings over here south of Birmingham. How about that? There you go. 80. Hurricane force near Kimberly. Garden, is that Gardendale? Gardendale, north of Birmingham, including Birmingham. 80-mile-an-hour winds. Are you serious? That's probably uprooting trees. Unbelievable. Very strong storms. And looking over here at some of the storm tops, they're reaching a consistent 40 Let me see if I can pause it here just real quick, because I think some of these are in the 50,000 foot range. Those are easily 40. Some of those red ones might be in the 50,000 foot range. You're probably seeing some hail in some places. We have a high wind advisory for tonight and tomorrow here in Portland, Oregon. I believe it. The situation up in Portland, yet another atmospheric river coming into the Portland area. And the state of Washington. Been doing that now, off and on, steady flow of atmospheric rivers for the last 4 months up in the Pacific Northwest. Classic El Nino La Nina transition, guys. Birmingham, Atlanta, the big ATL. Big heads up. You guys could be in for some hot and heavy winds here. I'm talking hurricane force winds. They're underway right now. And they're moving northeast very rapidly. Let's see if we can get how fast are these storms moving right now? There we go. Wow, moving northeast at 73 knots. I mean, that is moving very fast. In fact, Tuscaloosa, you're going to see some activity there, my friend. You're going to see some activity here soon. Probably real soon. I would say Tuscaloosa in the next 10 to 15 minutes. You'll see some pretty strong activity if you're not seeing it already. Right there, you can see you were in the middle of storm systems. Yeah, it's coming, Tuscaloosa. You betcha. You're still on the backside of the strongest winds, but you're probably going to be seeing heavy rains here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Columbiana. Some of these towns I've never heard of. Columbiana, Calera, Jennison, Goodwater, Alexander City, Vincent, Pell City, Birmingham, North Johns. Big, strong storms, guys. And again, earlier, when I saw this one here, a 94-mile-an-hour wind gust, I was like, wow, okay, we need to talk about this. And I know you guys in these areas are used to storms, that you're no strangers to storms, but these nighttime storms, any help you can get, yeah, I'm here to help. If I can help in any way, give you guys a heads up, then, mission accomplished. But when I saw that 94-mile-an-hour wind, that was not a tornado. I knew it was time to batten down the hatch, especially you folks here. This is a big storm system. You can see it's going to be making its way northeast. Looks slow over here on windy.com, and it is per se, but the storms are moving at around 60 miles an hour. They're moving fast to the northeast. A lot of lightning associated with these storms. You guys are probably seeing a lot of lightning strikes over here in, check this out, Philadelphia, Mississippi. I almost said Alabama. Philadelphia, Mississippi. Cleveland, Mississippi. Of all the names we could have chose, why do we choose Cleveland and Philadelphia? I always wonder that, why we duplicate names. There's some names there's a Miami, Arizona. Not to get off topic, but it's just kind of strange to me that of all the names in the world, we've got to name multiple states or multiple cities, the names of cities that are already existing. Just kind of strange, that's all. What's up, guys? Moulton, Alabama. Brooke Drake. Moulton, Alabama. Where is Moulton, Alabama? Is it anywhere near Cleveland? Nope, not near Cleveland. There's Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa, you're probably in the rain right now, probably already exiting, but there's going to be another round come in. Tuscaloosa. Birmingham, not done yet. Storms are still coming. And you can see there's another long line. That's a very strong storm front that's making its way to the northeast. That's that scorpion tail that we were talking about, the old scorpion in the sky. We see that every once in a while, and this year has been quite exceptional with regard to the scorpions in the sky. And look at the Pacific Northeast. Storm warnings, like was mentioned in Portland, absolutely. I've seen, I don't know how many atmospheric rivers now come into the British Columbia area, Vancouver, Washington, Oregon, Seattle, obviously Portland. You guys are probably, if you had a drought, I'm sure it's long gone by now. But look at the precipitation throughout the Central Plains. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was a slight drought in that area there somewhere. I hear recently, but El Nino is going to take care of that. Oh yeah, the thank you, moderator. I always forget. In fact, I've got to give a shout out real quick while we're here. Shout out to the newest star family members, Mrs. Handy R.U., Joy Gibson, Lady Red, Kenny Friddle, Elroy Bigglesworth Esquire. That's a mouthful. Thank you, Elroy. Harley Newman and Deborah Bedingfield, the newest Star family members. Thank you, moderator, for reminding me. Big shout outs to all you guys that are Star family members. If you would be interested in becoming a Star family member, you can do so in the link down below in the description box. And I thank you guys in advance. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Seems like every day now somebody's saying, "Hey man, why did you unsubscribe me?" I would never unsubscribe you. I can't even do that. So if you're a subscriber, just real quick, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. If you're a new viewer, subscribe if you want. If you would like notified when I upload a new video, click on that bell right over to the right of the subscribe button. And you should be notified each time I upload a video or a live stream. And we're going to be doing a live stream from somewhere in the United States, quite possibly in this area where the storms are rocking and rolling right now, for the upcoming solar eclipse, 90 days away, 90 days and 13 hours from the solar eclipse. And we'll talk about that later. Right now, I want to stay on topic. And again, if you guys haven't already subscribed, by all means do so and click on that bell. But I detected 94-mile-an-hour winds down here earlier. I saw a long line of tornadoes spanning through the southeastern United States, in Mississippi, parts of Alabama, and northern Louisiana. So I knew it was time to probably do a live stream and just give you guys that I know you're already fully aware that there's severe weather in your area, but sometimes, another heads up doesn't hurt, not at all. So it is very, very strong right now in Mississippi and Alabama. Here's a radar that I use. It's something that actually I subscribe to this. I actually had to purchase it, but it comes in very handy. It's a very good weather software. It's got a lot of different features that I'm only using a small portion of them right now, but I'm trying to pay attention to the heaviest storm activity over here on the left, the high winds over here on the right. And again, we're seeing hurricane force winds consistently throughout Alabama, especially in the Birmingham area. All that energy is moving to the northeast, Chattanooga, Huntsville, parts of Atlanta. You could see some activity. Maybe not real soon, but definitely before the night's over. Absolutely, you could. Columbus, that would be Columbus. Is that Columbus, Alabama? Yeah, Columbus, Alabama. Let me check here. Yeah, Columbus, Alabama. Valley, Alabama. You guys are in the thick of it right now. Montgomery. Let me refresh this because there we go. There you go. Hurricane force. Steady hurricane force winds north of Birmingham, Alabama, right now as I do this video. Cullman, Alabama. I know there's viewers in Cullman, Alabama. Big heads up. You guys know the wind is howling right now. Big heads up in Cullman, Alabama. North Birmingham. Let's switch location. Let's switch gears here. Let's go to a different place. You want to? Let's do it. Let's go up by the Chattanooga area and see what's happening. Oh, yeah. Here we go. It is starting up in the Chattanooga area. Look at the winds. Are you serious? Yeah. Murfreesboro, Nashville, getting soaked right now. Check it out. These are the winds. That is a very strong cell. That's hurricane force. That's not letting up much, guys. Not letting up much at all. Let's just check some of these wind speeds. 76, 68, maybe letting up a little bit. There you go. 80, 82, 77, 77 again. Shelbyville, 67, 78 miles per hour. Yeah, I mean, strong winds. And that's been like that for a while. I mean, it was doing that before I started the live stream, and stronger. I think I saw an area where there was temporarily a pocket of 100-mile-per-hour winds. So I know there has to be trees down and power outages. I know there's power outages in this area. It's just a matter of how many there's going to be. But big heads up to you guys in these states in the path of this very strong front. Holy mackerel, that is powerful. Tennessee, Alabama, obviously right in the middle of it. Texas, it's clearing out at least for the time being, but far eastern Texas, it's probably not completely done yet. The Florida Panhandle, Georgia, it's about to get busy in Georgia. Tennessee, it's about to get busy. In fact, it already is. Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois are just swamped right now with rain. I don't know what the temperature is up there, but quite possibly snow. Let's take a look and see. Either way, it is wet. Got some webcams here. What are they showing? Definitely wet. That is Springfield, Illinois. Been there many times. And I can see snow on the rooftops of some of the buildings, but these aren't live webcams. But I know that the rain is starting and it's going to get stronger in the, look at that big sweeping counterclockwise rotation. Wow. And right down here is the tail. See that tail? That's where a lot of that energy concentrates down there in the scorpion tail. That's what I call it. Let's check the power outage situation. Wow, still got 26,000. And see, the thing about this, it's nighttime, it's dark, so it's going to be difficult to get the power back on. Trevor O'Connor, good idea at your mod. He will fill you in. Thank you, Trevor. That's very kind. Power outages will probably be like this most of the night, guys. So if you're in the path of this storm, I see Georgia's up to 2,680. Thank you, Trevor, for the super chat. That's very kind. Super cool. So Georgia, I know it's probably a little late now. I know their stores still open. I wouldn't recommend getting out in inclement weather. I can see Tennessee. I just checked Tennessee before I did the live stream, and there were less than 100 power outages in Tennessee. I'm sorry, there was 4,000 in Tennessee, and now it's up to 5,000. So power outages are going up. Missouri over 4,000, Illinois 588, Indiana 100, Georgia 2,600. When I started the live stream, Georgia wasn't even over 1,000. So the power is going out in Georgia. Power is going out in Florida, more than likely the Florida Panhandle. The power is out for whatever reasons in New Mexico. What? What's going on in New Mexico? Let's check Oregon, 680 right now. But as you can see, there's a huge system making landfall right now as I do this video. So look for potential outages in Oregon, the state of Washington right now, 309. I don't have access to the Canada power situation. So if I could tell you guys what the power outage situation was up there, trust me, I would. I don't have a site that tells me what the power outage situation is in Quebec and Ontario, Alberta. If I had the information, I would definitely share it with you guys. Kansas looking at 15,166 without power right now as I do this video. And again, the power outages are steadily going up in the path of this storm, especially in these darker areas. The darker areas represent heavy precipitation, stronger winds, and just an overall stronger presence in these areas. And Mississippi, Alabama moving into Georgia, and it's not done in Louisiana, especially in the New Orleans area. That scorpion tail is right in the middle of southern Louisiana. Going back to the map, here we go. Let's check it out. Now we're up in the Tennessee, North Alabama, northwestern Georgia area. You can see Atlanta. You're right on the edge of this thing. So Atlanta, you might be good for now, but that storm system's making its way east-northeast. So you're probably going to be in it eventually. Roswell, Georgia? I didn't know there was a Roswell, Georgia. Learn something new every day. Dallas, Georgia? Cool. I didn't know that until just now. So we've got Dallas, Texas, got Dallas, Georgia. We've got Roswell, Georgia. We got Roswell, New Mexico. Of all the names we could have chose, why did we choose the same name? Please tell me, Chris, why did we choose the same name? Laura, MI Skies, Lord Jacob, Trevor, here's Sirens. Thank you, Trevor, for sharing that with us. I would not be a bit surprised. Look at these winds. They've moved up into central Tennessee, and as you can see, the winds are very strong. That light, I don't know, color you want to call it, light orange. Those are the strongest winds, and they have been a consistent 60, 70, 80, and at times 90 plus mile per hour wind gusts in that area right there. And it's not letting up. It's just a strong, steady storm that's moving to the east northeast. And I'm telling you, it has not let up. Maybe a little earlier when I saw it, it was, like I said, 94 mile an hour wind gusts. I also found one that was, where's it at? Let me find it. I've got a lot of windows open here. Check this out. 86 mile per hour winds, easy hurricane force winds going through here. Easy hurricane force. I'm talking easy. And this isn't done yet. See the red rectangles you see down here along the Gulf Coast, extending from Houston all the way over to just west of Tallahassee. All of those areas and everywhere in between, all of those areas are under a tornado watch for the next 3 hours. So there's never a good time for a tornado, but they're in a tornado watch. If you guys are in this area down here, just know that there could be a tornado after dark. That is the worst kind of tornado. Like I said, there's no good time for a tornado, but if you're in these areas, I'm just letting you know, big heads up. And I'll tell you what the good guys and gals at the National Weather Service are saying. Tornado watch outline update for WT1 National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma. Tornado watch remains in effect until 12 a.m. Central Standard Time for the following locations. Louisiana parishes included are Acadia, Iberia, St. Martin, Abilene, Lafayette, St. Mary's, Evangeline, St. Landry, and Vermilion. Adjacent coastal waters included are Vermilion Bay, and that's down in the southern Louisiana area. You guys are under a tornado watch until 12 midnight. Let's see what this one says. I think this is a different one. That's Louisiana. Let's check this one here. This covers from New Orleans. Wow, for the next 10 hours? Are you serious? I've never seen one last 10 hours. What? Tornado watch expires in 10 hours. I mean, that's at like 6 o'clock in the morning? You got to be kidding me. That's how long it's going to last. Yeah, here we go. Let's read about it. See what they have to say. Urgent. This is the National Weather Service saying this. Not me. Urgent. Immediate broadcast requested. I broadcasted. I'm trying to do my part. Tornado watch number 3. National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center has issued a tornado watch for portions of southern Alabama, western Florida Panhandle, southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and then, of course, the coastal waters. And check this out. This is effective this Monday night and Tuesday morning from 8:40 p.m. until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have never, ever seen a tornado watch for 10 hours. Wow, that is incredible. Primary threats include several tornadoes likely, with a couple of intense tornadoes possible. Let me repeat this. This isn't me talking. This is the National Weather Service. I'm just the messenger. Several tornadoes likely, with a couple intense tornadoes possible. Scattered, damaging winds likely, with isolated significant gusts to 75 miles an hour possible. Scattered large hail, that's those very tall storm tops that we were looking at earlier. Scattered large hail events to 1.5 inches in diameter possible. Summary, a squall line, and that's what we were watching over here, and I'll go back to it in a minute. That's that long scorpion tail. The official name for it is a squall line. A squall line is expected to strengthen while moving eastward overnight. This thing's going to get stronger during the overnight hours, guys. From Louisiana, southern Mississippi to southern Alabama and the western Florida Panhandle, closer to sunrise. And again, this is the National Weather Service. This isn't me. The storm environment, which it is right now, will be favorable for rotating storms within and just ahead of the line, with the potential for a couple of strong, again, this is the National Weather Service, not me, EF2 and EF3 tornadoes. They're predicting the strength of the potential tornadoes that could occur during the overnight hours tonight. This is no joke, guys. Big heads up. Damaging gusts up to 75 miles an hour and isolated large hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter. The tornado watch area is approximately along and 70 statute miles from north and south of a line from 65 miles northwest of Houma, Louisiana, 40 miles northeast of Panama City, Florida. For a complete depiction of the watch, see the associated watch outline update. Precautionary preparedness actions. Here we go. A tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. So again, guys, this is a big deal. This is a tornado watch that's going to be in effect for the next 10 hours. 10 all night long. Again, tornado possibility during the overnight hours. There is never a good time for a tornado, especially at night. Oh, wow. So I'm going to watch it as much as I can, guys. Hopefully the power stays on. But this thing is indeed strengthening. We were just talking about over here in Mississippi. Look at this. Look at the squall lines over here. Are you serious right now? Those are probably going to be tornado producers in the Jackson area, Forest area, Crystal Springs, Brookhaven. They're getting stronger. That scorpion tail is flexing. Okay, here we go. Let's check some of these wind speeds. Easy hurricane force. I think the stronger ones are up in, 80, 81, 61, 79. That's up by Aberdeen, West Point, Starkville. Oh, there's Houston. Okay, right on. Yeah, we have Houston. Is that Houston, Mississippi? Okay. Houston, Mississippi. If you're in that area, you're probably experiencing very high winds. It just confuses me. I don't know why we don't pick other names than the ones that are already in use. Maybe they were Houston before Houston, Texas was. I have no idea. But this is a big deal, guys. If I see tornadoes and stuff on here, I'm going to go right in on top of them, and I'll get you as close as I can within a few thousand feet of the ground, if not closer. I can tell you pretty much exactly where it's going. If I see one on here, this is a pretty decent radar app. I've used this for a pretty good while. I can give you a heads up if I see a tornado on here. You bet. It'd be my pleasure. I don't want to see a tornado go at anybody, but I'm telling you, this environment is highly conducive for tornadoes. Obviously, the winds are there, heavy rains, a lot of lightning. It looks like, at least on the map, is showing a lot of lightning. Anybody else seeing the lightning that's there? Bella, New Orleans, Layla's Venture. Jesse 81, off subject, but wanted to say I got my calendar today. Cool. They make a very nice calendar. I hope you enjoy that. And thank you, Jesse81. Jesse81 is a star family member. Okay, guys, 10 hours of tornado watch. I've never heard of that in my life. I've heard of tornado watches for an hour. Yeah, maybe a couple of hours if a hurricane's moving through. But a 10-hour tornado watch? Are you serious right now? Elizabeth Ann Hankins Campbell? What is going on? And the tornado watch area is all along the Gulf Coast. Look at that, extending from the Florida Panhandle just west of Tallahassee, right in here. This whole area. Florida Panhandle, southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, southern Louisiana, including New Orleans, Slidell, over into southeastern Texas, including Houston. So you got Houston, Texas in a tornado watch area. All those areas you see in the, I mean, I can't even fit it on the map. It's such a big area. Are you serious? All those red rectangles you see right there, that the right side is high winds, the left side is Eric Ibu Elliott. Hello from Bosque Farms, New Mexico. Much love. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. Appreciate that. Hey, Eric, do you know what's going on over there in New Mexico? What? There's a big power outage underway right now in New Mexico. Here, I'll show you. Check it out. We're going to come back to the storm. That's a big deal. Look at the power outages in New Mexico, 10,000 plus. Do you know what's up, Eric? Is that some sort of a planned power outage, or is that from the weather? I don't know, Eric Ibu Elliott. Thank you, Eric. And if you know why there's a power outage in Texas, please share. Does anybody, or not Texas, New Mexico, please share. Jesse81, Miss Donna Brown. Let's refresh the power outages and see if we've gone up any. Yes, we have definitely gone up. Are you serious? 22,000 now without power in Alabama. Just over 10,000 in Mississippi. I think when I started, Alabama was showing 12,000. So 10,000 new power outages in Alabama right now. Trevor O'Connor. What's up, Trevor? Trevor is a new star family member. Welcome to the mothership, Trevor. Speaking of storms, here we go, guys. This is what we've been following here. This is a very intense, and again, I emphasize there's no good time for a tornado, especially at night, and that's what we've got going on here. The possibility of nighttime tornadoes, that is never a good thing. You guys in these areas of the red rectangles, especially, binary system affecting our weather, fat mouth, question mark, exclamation point. Thank you for the super chat. Binary system could affect a lot of things. Absolutely. Does Earth, or does our sun have a binary? Absolutely it does. Absolutely. Can you go out and see it? Probably not, but it does have one. I totally agree with you. Trevor O'Connor, thank you, man. You guys in the storm zone here, big heads up. I've never seen, until tonight, a 10-hour tornado watch for parts of Louisiana, parts of Texas, eastern Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama. 10-hour tornado watch. Are you kidding me right now? I've never heard of such a thing. But that's not me saying that. That's the good guys and gals at the National Weather Service that have your back. They're watching this very closely too. They've got the satellites and all the big toys. So yeah, pay attention to your local weather forecasts. Be on the lookout for tornadoes. Sleep with one eye open tonight, guys, if you're down here, especially in the southern states. But don't let your guard down if you're up here in northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, especially right now. Northern Mississippi is dealing with, according to the radar, some very heavy rain, high winds right now. These storms are, there you go. See the 50 over here? Right there. That's a 50,000 foot tall storm. Jesse 81, 50,000 footer. I think there's a bigger one in there. Check it out. See the pink? 55 right there. It's a 55,000 foot tall storm. That is a high walker going right through central Mississippi. So it can reach up and grab that big hail, and it can produce some very high winds. So that's what's going on in the Jackson, Mississippi area, especially north of Jackson right now. Pickens, Mississippi, looking at right around at times hurricane force, 70, 66, 54, 68, getting up into the Cosico area, 67. Boy, it's moving fast. Near west, 71, 66, 74. Man, and the storm system's moving fast. Here's the thing. We talked about the big scorpion tail in the sky. We saw it forming a couple days ago. Still there. It's anchored now over, what was it anchored over? Oklahoma? Yeah, anchored over Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle, Kansas. I think that's why there's power outages in Kansas, because they're right under the scorpion tail. And I think the high winds have taken out power in Kansas. Look at that. You hardly ever see power outages in Kansas. Now it's up to 17,000. Are you kidding me? Going to be a long night, guys. Earlier, Kansas was at 16,000. So there are more, 1,000 more. That's a lot of people sitting around in the dark. No fun sitting around in the dark. I've been in storm situations. Louisiana up to 24,000 customers without electricity. Texas 27,000 now without electricity. Look at that. New Mexico getting the power back on just as we're talking about it. Was it 10,000? Now at 6,721. So the power is slowly but surely coming back on in New Mexico, and have no idea why it was off. Anybody else know why the power was off in New Mexico? That is certainly wild. This storm system's wild. And guys, these storm cells independently are moving very quickly, but they keep regenerating and regenerating and regenerating. And the storm front, this long line of storms, is going to be around for a while. And it's going to be around for potentially 10 hours. That's the squall line, and the squall line, it's like it's just regenerating over and over and over. Look at the wind speeds once again. Let me pause it right there. Check out these wind speeds. I mean, easy hurricane force. There's 79, 77, 76. Check this out. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And this is an accurate weather app. I've had many people confirm what I've seen on this thing over the years. 81, 77, 82, 86. Again, look at that one right there, just south and west of Water Valley. Are you serious? 92-mile-an-hour wind gust just occurred probably within the last 20 minutes. 92, New Albany. 90, that's the highest one I've seen. And you guys are seeing it right here, right there. That's the highest one I've seen so far. Near New Albany, nearly 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 97.3. That is occurring right now. It's just happened within the last, at 8:02, that would be 8:02 my time. I know that's not the time there, but 8:02 my time. So that would be what, 10:02 their time. Unbelievable storm situation. I don't think I've ever seen a tornado watch that's going to encompass the entire night. So once again, guys, if you're in the Lake Charles area, Houston area, New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, Mobile, Biloxi, Crestview, over into the Florida Panhandle, Navarre, you guys are under a tornado watch for the next 9 hours and 52 minutes right there. Tornado watch expires at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Be a long night. Make sure you have a plan for the next 9 hours and 52 minutes. There again, it's never a good time for a tornado, especially one in the overnight hours when it's dark. Um, Not a good situation. So have a plan. Talk to your family. Do it now while everybody's still awake. Say, hey, if we hear tornado activity or whatever, we go to this room. We go to that room. Have a plan. Have a plan in place now. It's better to have it in place and not need it than not have a plan and be scrambling and not knowing where everybody's at. Get somewhere safe. Interior room with no glass. That's the very best place you can go, other than a basement or a storm shelter. D Lemons here in Central Florida. We lost power a few times, but those precious linemen get it back on so fast. D Lemons, thank you for that update. And those linemen are awesome. They are. They get that power back on quick. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and they do a great job. They are awesome. And you know what? You don't realize how much you depend on just simple water. I remember I used to live out in the country on a farm, and I depended on a well for my water. It was my primary source of water. And you don't realize how much you use something until it's gone. And I didn't have water. I'd run out of water every once in a while until I finally figured out, okay, I'm not running out of water anymore. But you can't even do simple things like wash your hands, wash your dishes, just the very most basic things in life. And when it comes to electricity, you know, those guys and gals that get that power back on real quick, they do a good job because it's tough in today's world. We live in such a digitized world. Everything's digital. So when the power goes off, what do? Read a book? That's a novel idea, right? Okay, let's look at some of these wind gusts. You ready? Here we go. 80, 76. These are easy hurricane force near Luca, Russellville, Red Bay, Florence. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. 77, 79, 76, 78. 81 near Boonville, south of Boonville. 80 north of Boonville. 82. 59 south of Ripley. Big O strong winds. These are easy, steady 40,000 foot storms. That's what, 8 mile tall? Big old storms, Trevor. What's going on, Diane, Vet Father, Dustin? You guys in the path of the storm? Yeah, these storms are supposed to strengthen, guys. So if you're in the path of these storms, I'll show you where they're at on the bigger scene right here. They're going to be active all night, and there's nothing worse than a nighttime tornado. So let's hope it doesn't occur, but from the looks of this radar, this thing is only, it's going to at least stay the same. If it were going to weaken by now because the sun's gone down, the solar energy that sometimes strengthens thunderstorms is long gone. So these things are here to stay. They're going to be here a while. There's that squall line. That's a very strong squall line that is loaded with energy. Just loaded with energy. Look at all the lightning in there. Are you serious? So that's not going anywhere. It's getting stronger. That is a very potent scorpion tail. You can see it turning counterclockwise. It's going to be around a while. So you guys in the southern states, Florida Panhandle, southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, Louisiana, southeastern Texas, you're under a tornado watch for the next 9 hours and 45 minutes. That is correct. 9 hours and 45 minutes. I have never heard of such a thing. But that's what they're saying right here. And it's not me. I'm just the messenger. The good guys and gals at the National Weather Service are predicting a tornado watch. Conditions will be favorable for the formation. Look at that squall line rolling through there. Are you kidding me? Let's check out these winds. Wow, there they are again. They're just all over the place. Natchez, looking at winds in the 60, 70, 80 mile an hour range. Lafayette, easy 50 mile an hour winds, 60 mile an hour. And these are wind gusts, but still, I mean, here's the tornado warned area, and they weren't kidding. Look at that squall line in there. I don't see any tornadoes on here right now. What if there's a tornado in this area? this radar will drop a vortex where there's a tornado, and then you can zoom in and you can analyze the vortex, and you can tell right where it's going. If it's going towards, not, there's not one on here now, but I'm just saying you can see exactly where it's going, um, with a very strong degree of accuracy. So right now, no tornadoes, but they could form, guys. The atmospheric conditions are just right. These are classic El Nino winter thunderstorms. Yes, and these nighttime tornadoes, there's never a good time for tornadoes, especially at night. Uh, just have a plan, guys. Interior room with no glass, and make sure everybody in your family knows where to go if something like that were to occur in your area. Maybe try to sleep with the weather app on or something next to your bed if you're in this area here. This area highlighted in the red rectangles you see that extend for several hundred miles across the entire northern Gulf Coast. Wow, I've never seen a 10-hour tornado watch until today. That's unprecedented, man. I've never seen where conditions can stay favorable for that long in the same location. That's wild. And more than likely, these tornado watches, these rectangles are going to move east northeast as we move through the nighttime hours. So right now, the tornado watches are in effect for this area that you see here on the map for the next 9 hours. More than likely, this is going to include some other areas too. I would say that's a pretty safe assumption that parts of northern Mississippi or north central Mississippi could see tornado watches. I wouldn't say it would remain right here, not by any stretch of the imagination at all. Seeing the military, white people's on their tornado manufacturing, Jeff. I'm using my own program. Yes, this is my own program, guys. This isn't one that you can just get. This is my own program. I've had it for years. I actually track hurricanes, so we'll talk about that later. 10-hour watch. I know Brainstorm inspired. I've never heard of a 10-hour. Right here, it's down to, see it? 9 hour and 52 minute right there. 9 hour and 52 minute tornado watch. That is just wild, wild, wild. So a classic winter thunderstorm in the northern hemisphere that apparently is going to go all night long. So you guys need to be on point, especially if you're in these areas of the red rectangles. Take a screenshot. If you're in those areas, be ready, have a plan. That red rectangle, and quite possibly north of there too. I would assume that these tornado watches, if the conditions are going to be favorable here for 9 hours plus, then I would say that conditions are going to move to the north and also be favorable for tornadoes later on tonight. That is a strong squall line, and it has been very active for the last 3 hours, and it's not showing any signs of weakening, not at all. Hattiesburg experiencing some high winds and going to get some more. This is a new squall line that's formed here in the last hour. That energy just coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. It just keeps regenerating these storms over and over and over and over. Dustin H. Donna Brown. What's going on, Donna Brown? Wow. I've never seen a 9-10 hour Elizabeth Ann Hankins Campbell. I've never seen a 10-hour tornado watch, but we've seen one tonight. So I hope I've been a little bit of help to you guys. I know you're well aware of the weather situation in your area. Power outages. Now look at Tennessee. It's going to look like this all night. The power is going to continue to go out. Unfortunately, guys, this storm is not going to let up now. 11,394 in Tennessee, eclipsed 10,000. That's not good. 20,000 in Alabama, 11,000, almost 12,000 in Mississippi, 25,000 in Louisiana, and 29, almost 30,000 now in Texas without power. Wow, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but it's going to be even more challenging trying to get this power on Well, number one, they can't put the power back on if the winds are blowing over 35 miles an hour because they're not able to get up in their lift trucks because it's not safe. And number two, working in the dark makes it a little more challenging to get the power back on. So in order to keep everybody safe, if your power's out, just stay at home, or if you can maybe get to a hotel that has power. I don't know if it's safe, but the linemen can't be up in their trucks with the wind blowing at 35 mile an hour and getting those booms up in the air to reattach the power lines. They have to be safe too. So yeah, the storm's not going anywhere, guys. It's going to be around for a while. Going to be around for a while. And then it's going to go up into the Pennsylvania area by tomorrow, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You guys could probably see snow tomorrow. High winds, just anything on the menu. Hopefully you won't lose power, but I wouldn't count on it. The way this thing is doing business, it's taking out power as it's moving to the east-northeast. Got almost 12,000 now in Tennessee without electricity. That's not cool, at nighttime with no electricity, dealing with severe weather, trying to keep an eye on the severe weather. Wow. I don't see any tornadoes. I'm watching, guys. I'm watching super close. It will drop a pin on here. It'll be a little vortex. And as soon as a vortex is detected on here, if I see one on here, trust me, I'll let you know. Wow. Strong storms, high winds, hurricane force winds. That's what we're looking at over here. Earlier, we saw wind gusts of 97 miles an hour. It's incredibly strong. We talked about the scorpion the other day. We saw it developing. It was starting to get that counterclockwise rotation, and this is the scorpion tail. Desmond, Jeff, discovering Sasquatch and cryptids. Southern Ontario, Canada, 29 degrees right now, 5 mile an hour winds, expecting snow all day tomorrow. Thank you. I believe that. And that snow is going to come from this big guy right here. That's where your snow is coming from. See all that moisture? That's about 40,000 feet in the air that keeps regenerating and coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to go all the way up into Canada and bring snow and ice. Some places could see freezing rain in the southern states. But we just saw they're going to get snow up in Ontario tomorrow. So yeah, coming from probably this Gulf moisture. What's going on, guys? This is classic El Nino activity, guys. I've seen this for years. When we transition from La Nina to El Nino, we get these nighttime winter storms that can produce tornadoes. These are very strong. So I'll keep you guys updated. This is what I'll do. I'll be watching this for a while. If I see tornadic activity, which the National Weather Service is saying, if you're in these areas highlighted in these red rectangles, be ready. And this will probably change throughout the evening, or what's left of the evening, into the overnight hours. I would say, if I had to guess, parts of central Mississippi, central Alabama would at the very least be in tornado watches throughout the overnight hours. They're not officially, but that's where all this energy is headed. It's making its way across the northern Gulf of Mexico, obviously including the southern Gulf states, but a lot of this energy, in fact, we'll look at an updated version here in central Mississippi. Oh, wow. Are you serious right now? They are getting stronger, no joke. Look at that. There's a tornado right there. There it is, my friends. Tornado spotted near Wesson, Mississippi. Are you anybody in Wesson, Mississippi? Right there it is. See the little vortex? Right there it is. There it is right there. Beauregard, Wesson, tornado headed your way. This is good information. This is an excellent app. I've used it for years, and it is highly accurate. Wesson, Mississippi, Beauregard, Mississippi, Wesson, Mississippi. This is showing rotation on radar. This rotation could be making contact with the ground in the form of a tornado. They just said, the National Weather Service, not me, that these storms have the capability of producing EF2 and EF3 tornadoes. I'm not saying that's what this is. All I'm saying is this is showing a tornado signature in this area that's moving to the northeast right now as I do this video. South of Hazelhurst, tornado in Mississippi, guys, north of Brookhaven. Right there it is. Let me get this out of the way so you can see it. Right there's the little vortex I was talking about, and the Weather Service guys and gals were right. These storms do have the capability of producing tornadoes, but check this out. It's north of the tornado warned rectangle that we just discussed, that these storms can produce tornadoes outside of that red rectangle, and they are. Look. So I would say that this tornado watch and warning could be north of these rectangles, and right there's proof of it. There's a tornado near Wesson, Mississippi. Over here too, showing tornado near Wesson, Mississippi. Big heads up, guys. Anybody in Wesson? Know anybody that's in Wesson? Vanessa? This is my own app, guys. I've done a lot of weather over the years that most of you probably don't even know about. But pretty seasoned in the weather arena. I just don't talk about it much. I watch it on my own, though. But anyway, tornado on the ground, potentially between Hazelhurst and Wesson, Mississippi. If you're in that area, I highly recommend looking for a room with no glass, preferably on the interior of your home or apartment, wherever you may be. If you have a basement, perfect. Go to the basement, and I would stay there for a few minutes until this clears out, and then it's probably going to recycle and come back again. But right now, this is showing the very good possibility of a tornado between Hazelhurst and Wesson, Mississippi. There you go. And I'm sure this is probably just one of many, guys. Max Monroe, what's going on? Richard Kidd. My glasses need cleaned, and I do not know what I keep doing here. Even though I can see it, this just helps me out a little bit. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, I don't see any new tornadoes, but notice that this tornado is north of the tornado warned area, so they're probably going to move the tornado watch north. I would say by the looks of this radar, they almost have to. Almost have to. Bella Tyler. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you, Bella. If you're in this area, I highly recommend having a plan for tonight. There's no good time for a tornado, especially at night. It makes it 1,000 times worse. So just have a plan. Know where you need to go if you need to seek shelter. Interior room with no glass. And preferably no shelves where there's canned goods and things like that that could potentially fall on you. A room with clothes in it. How about that? With clothes that are hanging in there. Interior room with no glass. But right now, guys, there's a tornado, and this is a very good weather app. There's something there, I can assure you, between Hazelhurst and Wesson right now as I do this video. There's some sort of vortex, whether it's on the ground or not. I don't know. I'm not there. Anybody there? Elizabeth Ann, the Keene tribe, Betty A, the last one. Anything headed towards Georgia? Yes, ma'am. Vanessa, definitely headed towards Georgia. And you need to be on the lookout tonight. You're going to be in some severe weather tonight, potentially severe weather. Right now, the majority of it is in East Texas, southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, including central Mississippi, as you can clearly see, central Alabama, moving towards your location in Georgia. Yes, Vanessa, you could see some inclement weather tonight. Absolutely. It's already been up in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, near Dalton, Georgia. I think we just saw winds up there in the 90-mile-an-hour range. Wind gusts, but still, we can take a look at it real quick. I'm trying to watch this tornado, though. You can see it right there. That's a big deal. Boy, there's a lot of storms in there. All those dots represent moving storms. I mean, the map is just overwhelmed. And look at the tornado. It's outside of the tornado watch area. So I'm fairly confident they'll be moving these red rectangles north as we move through the night. So, yeah, Georgia, you're definitely going to see some weather. When and how much, that remains to be seen. Let's take a quick peek over into north central Alabama. There you go. This is what's headed towards Georgia, and you're right on the edge of it right now. So probably not too much in eastern Georgia, but western Georgia, northwestern Georgia, absolutely. Tornadic, don't know. You'll at least see some rain and potentially high winds. What's up, JB? Michelle B? Praying for everyone in harm's way. Absolutely, we are, and trying to warn everybody that's potentially in harm's way. Just be safe and be wise. Make good choices. Don't be out in the middle of this stuff if you can at all help it. And let's look for the tornado we just saw, and it's still there. So it's telling us that there's a tornado in this area right here. May not be on the ground, very well could be on the ground. I've seen this both ways. Either way, you can guarantee one thing: there is rotation in that area, whether it's up in the sky or on the ground. Don't know, but there's rotation there, 100%. Team Alaska, what's going on, Team Alaska? Glad you could stop by. Ponchatoula, Louisiana. David Stowers, thanks for stopping by. Can you give a prediction for Indiana? Cynthia Smith, I'd be glad to. Let's take a look at Indiana. Indiana is probably going to experience at least some, well, Indiana could see some high winds as well. Been watching this tornado right there. And earlier when I was on here before I went live, there was a whole line of tornadoes. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a doozy. Let's look at Indiana. There's probably not too much going on in Indiana right now other than you can see the map is just overwhelmed. But this is moisture. And you can see how quickly the storms are moving. Definitely going to see rain. Let's take a look at the map and see if it shows anything severe. Just watching for more tornadoes because there's probably going to be more. I don't think there's anything severe. Look at the snow up here. All right, snow, 8:09 p.m. near northeastern Missouri. Look at all the snow. Nice. There you go. Indiana pretty quiet right now for the time being. Let's check it out, I think. A little bit of storm activity, but nothing major. I just had a request to check out Indiana, and you can see there's some action south of Indianapolis. So the energy is moving that way. It's moving to the east-northeast at a pretty good clip. But right now, you have no tornadoes in your area, no severe wind gusts. As you can see over here, the right side of the screen is wind gusts, high winds. And in your case, there aren't any high winds right now. So right now, looking good in Indiana. But look at all the snow reports up here in the Central Plains. Look at that. Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, St. Louis. You guys are getting some snow. Right on. Good for you. Okay, back to the tornado. Whoa. Is it still there or is it off the ground? I don't know. Okay. That's good. Okay, at least the rotation's gone. The radar is not picking up rotation. Team Alaska, thank you, man. Always interested in MrBB. The people who follow your channel are the best in the West. They are, man. They are the smartest people in the world. Ask them a question, and they got the answer like that. I show these rocks sometimes, and they can tell like that what type of rock I'm holding. You're right. They are the best, the smartest people ever. They are very intelligent. But right now, some of these people that are in the chat room are in the middle of a pretty serious storm system, a very large storm system that's occupying multiple states. We're seeing a multi-state power outage event underway. Let's see if it's increasing or decreasing. I'm sure that this is going to kind of cascade up the east coast of the United States. I wouldn't be surprised if Kentucky sees power outages before the night's over. North Carolina, Georgia's up to 4,600 now. So that number is climbing. Arkansas still remaining the same, under 200. Oklahoma, New Mexico almost completely back online. Earlier, New Mexico had nearly 11,000, over 10,000 customers without power. Now down to 841. So whatever was going on in New Mexico, they've got it fixed. And good job. 31,000 now in Texas without electricity, almost 32,000. So Texas, you're still in the thick of it. Louisiana, 26,000. Mississippi, 11,000. I'm surprised that number has not increased. Mississippi is right in the middle of a major storm right now that did produce a tornado earlier. Whether it touched down or not, I don't know. But it was in between Wesson and Hazelhurst, and it was on the ground. It's still showing rotation, but just not tornadic. See the arrows that are going counterclockwise? That means rotation. Typically, when you see those arrows, that means rotation in the clouds. When you see the vortex pop on the map, that means that rotation is touching the ground 9 out of 10 times. So there very well was a tornado on the ground somewhere near Wesson, Mississippi, south of Jackson, just south of Hazelhurst. So if that's what it says, I'm sure that's what happened. So hopefully nobody was in the path of that thing, and that was didn't do any damage. Let's just hope. But again, tornado watch all night long, guys. If you're in the southern United States, along the northern Gulf of Mexico, including Houston, Texas, southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the far western Florida Panhandle. But don't look for that to stay just in that area. I would say that the National Weather Service will move this tornadic watch area to the north and to the east during the overnight hours. So once again, have a plan, guys. You should always have a plan anyway. Interior room with no glass. That would be ideal. Other than the perfect place is a bunker or a basement. Basements are really good. But if you don't have a basement, just an interior room with no glass, and should come out just fine. But I don't see any more tornadic activity on here right now. If I see any more tornadoes on here, what I'll do is those of you that are subscribed, I'll send out a text. I'll send it out through the community on the YouTube app. Wherever there's a tornado warning, if there's a tornado on the ground, I'll send out a text. Not a text, but I'll send a message out through the community app on YouTube. So if you want to update, a tornadic update, just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Click the subscribe button and holy moly, and click the bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload. Pure Blood. Hey, brother, thank you for what you do. You opened my eyes. Thank you. That is super kind. I was just telling everybody to, before I about fell out of my chair here from the super chat, wow, thank you. That's very kind. I will I can't even tell you. I will update you guys tonight because I'm going to keep watching the storm. I have this on my phone, the very same thing that I'm showing you guys, and it will let me know if there's tornadoes anywhere in this tornadic activity arena that I just showed you guys. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell. That way you'll get notified if there is a tornado in your area through the YouTube community app. That's where I'll send out the area where there could potentially be a tornado. And I use this software here. I've been using it for a long time. It is very, very accurate. Thank you again, Pure Blood, for the super chat. That was super, super kind. I try to help. You know what? You guys mean something to me. And I do care. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, be in the middle of a tornado. And that's the last thing I want to see. So if I can help in any small way, that's the very least I can do because I have access to this information here. I got to share it. I'm going to share it with you guys. This is very accurate information here. And if it says tornado, Leo Nix, thank you for the super chat. That's super kind. Thank you, Leo Nix. It's I have to share it. I'm on the lookout for you. I do watch things around the world. No joke. I have for a long time. So I'm not gonna just sit here and watch tornadoes on this radar without at least, saying something to you kind people in these regions, because I know there's a lot of viewers in these regions, especially in this part of the United States, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, East Texas, Texas in general. There's a lot of people that send me pictures from Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. I got people in Arkansas that send me pictures. Louisiana, Florida. You guys know who you are. Georgia. You guys send me good pictures. I've gotten a lot of good pictures from Rome, Georgia. Yes, sir. So trust me, I'm gonna be looking out for you. And if I see something on here that you need to be aware of, I will send a notification to the YouTube community app. I'll take a screen grab of the map. Here we go again. Check it out, guys. I'm telling you, they're going to have to move this red rectangle. They're going to have to move it up. They're going to have to. They need two. We got two right now. Here we go. Hazelhurst, just slightly east of Hazelhurst. I can tell by looking at this map, it is accurate. And southeast of Brookhaven, southwest of Monticello. This is in Mississippi. Two more, guys. Big heads up. If you're in these areas, this radar is showing rotation, and this is showing rotation on the ground. So be ready. Pure blood. Thanks again. I really appreciate that. Super kind. Especially this area here, guys. See the darker, and especially the pink. Oh, wow. The pink is going to tell us that there's large hail in this area. That's what it's telling us. And it's also telling us there's a tornado there because of the color. The color variation, the extreme contrast is telling us there's rotation there. And there's probably contact with the ground. And it looks like it's in a remote area, which is good. Hopefully there's nobody out here between Georgetown, Hazelhurst, Crystal Springs. If you triangulate that area, there's a tornado moving to the northeast between Georgetown, Crystal Springs, and Hazelhurst. Right there it is. And yes, definitely rotation there. I know it looks like a bunch of pixels, but those pixels, they all mean something. Those colors mean something. Yes, they do. Team Alaska, you are 1,000% correct. Mississippi, look out. Team Alaska, you are correct. There's two now. So this is probably what I've seen just in the last 2 hours. I've probably seen on just this software that I use between 6 and 8 tornadoes of some sort in the Mississippi area. And guys, this is just getting started. They're going to have to move the rectangle up. Guys, you got to move it up. I know you know. But the energy is north. It's near Jackson and Crystal Springs and Brookhaven. There's tornadic activity. Move that rectangle up. Move it up. At least make it bigger. But there's tornadic activity there. That's the third one we've seen in this area in less than 30 minutes. So tornadic activity in Mississippi right now. A very strong presence of rotation. Out here, it looks like it's in the middle of maybe a field, which is good. I do not see a community within 5 miles of that tornado, but the path could lead us into, if it holds together, near Monticello, but not directly at Monticello. Got a third one now. Are you serious? Here we go. Oh, wow. There's a fourth one. This is not good, guys. We're getting an outbreak. Holy cow. Let me put it to you this way. If you're in Brookhaven, seek shelter immediately. I'll just tell you that right now. You've got tornadoes on both sides of you. If you're in Brookhaven, or if you know anybody in Brookhaven, seek shelter immediately. You have a tornado to your southwest, and you have a tornado to your southeast, and you have a tornado to your northeast. There is no better time than right now to seek shelter. Holy cow, there's 4 on here right now. Wow, this is not a good situation. I knew that this environment was going to be conducive. The National Weather Service, they said This could go on all night long. Wow, taking a screenshot of that. There you go, 4. I saw a line of 6 earlier. That's when I decided to do the live stream. Right there's 4 in that magnified area. Look, I'm going to leave it right there. Can you see that good enough? Okay, that's the hot spot right now. If you know anybody there, or if you're there, seek shelter. There's rotation in that area. There's tornadic activity in that area. That's a small area for 4 tornadoes. 4. Whoa. I'm going to back out just a minute just to see if there's any more. This is the hot spot right now, guys. They need to expand that rectangle. You guys in especially the central Mississippi area, conditions are obviously more than favorable for tornadoes. Look at that. Look at the line of tornadoes right there. That's an outbreak. Are you serious? North central Mississippi, right now as I do this video. 4 tornadoes on the map. Brookhaven, especially in the mix, right in the middle. You're surrounded by tornadoes. Whoa. It's a big deal, guys. There's an outbreak underway. If you're in those areas, and if you're in the path of these storms, you can see which way they're moving. They're moving east-northeast. But this is where it gets tricky because you don't know how long that these storms can remain together. Sometimes a tornado can stay on the ground for 50, maybe 75, 100 miles. Sometimes they'll stay on the ground. They'll bounce. Sometimes they'll bounce. I actually saw one bounce one time many, many years ago. Sometimes they'll bounce. You have no idea from this perspective whether it's bouncing, whether it's staying on the ground. But there's tornadic activity in that area. Definitely is. Wow, we're seeing an outbreak right now, guys, in real time in the Brookhaven. Is that Mississippi? Yes, Brookhaven, Mississippi, which is south of Jackson, south of Wesson, Mississippi. Got severe thunderstorm warnings over here in the Roxy area, Fayette area. That's what the green rectangle means. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that's currently underway. You've got potentially 4 tornadoes on the ground right now as I do this video. Wow. Like I said earlier, I saw a row of 6. That's when I decided to do the live stream. So, wow. Going to be busy tonight. Kevin, Melissa, Richard Stone. What's up, Richard? You're in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. We will see this storm in the morning. Yes, sir, you will, Richard Stone. And Richard Stone is a Starfound member. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, you'll see it tomorrow for sure. It's moving that way, slowly but surely. This is a big system. It's going to bring a lot of moisture, and some places are calling for 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some places are calling for several inches of snow. This is a big storm. Big storm. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't become some sort of a named storm. I wouldn't doubt it at all. But the part that I don't like about this named storm, whatever it is these nighttime tornadoes. These are the worst. These are the absolute worst. North of Georgetown, heads up. Georgetown, Mississippi. I'm telling you, that looks rough. See those dark colors right there? That means it is major. It's a major situation right there. North and west of Georgetown, Mississippi. That's going to make the news right there. That's a big one. Just being honest, guys. I can tell by looking at that radar. It's a big storm north of Georgetown. If you're in Georgetown, seek shelter immediately. Brookhaven, I'm telling you, seek shelter. These storms are moving to the northeast very quickly. They're headed towards Braxton. I can tell you the radar in the Braxton area. D-Low, Mendenhall, you guys are kind of in the path of the squall line. that continues to be an overachiever. This area right here is super primed for rotation and tornadic activity. Super primed right now. And the bad thing about it is dark. I mean, I feel for you guys in these areas, man. Be safe, Lori Rose. We are in the major snowstorm area in Iowa. I saw that it's snowing now. You're right. It is snowing in Iowa. I just looked at that on the radar. Snowing in Iowa, Missouri, Illinois. You guys are on the north end of this big scorpion tail in the sky getting snow. And the good folks down south here are dealing with rain, winds, and tornadoes, unfortunately. We don't like nighttime tornadoes. Nocturnal tornadoes are not good. No way. And there's 4 right here. This one by Georgetown. Doesn't look good, guys. That looks like a strong. It's very strong. I think Brookhaven's probably experiencing damage of some sort. Been in that area too long. So Brookhaven, Wesson, right now, probably seeing some wind, at least wind damage of some sort. Hopefully the tornado missed people. We don't want tornadoes hitting people. Just no, stay away. No tornadoes near people. These nighttime tornadoes are just terrible. I don't like to see this. I really don't. That's why I got on here and did the live. I don't want to see people in the middle of nighttime tornadoes. No. Interior room with no glass, guys. That's about all you can do. This is just the world that we live in. It produces tornadoes and hurricanes, snowstorms, and things like that. We just got to get out of the way. That's all. But it looks like Brookhaven is in a very intense storm cell right now. I'm pretty sure up here near Georgetown there was a large one on the ground, at least temporarily. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Georgetown looks like a small community in north central Mississippi. Hopefully everybody's okay, but I'm pretty sure that was a large tornado near Georgetown, Mississippi. Pretty sure. Mm. Ay, ay, ay. I don't like these nighttime tornadoes. Okay. Well, guys, this is the situation. You're looking at it right here. It's going to continue to do this. I fully expect them to make the rectangle that you see here on the map larger. Obviously, there's 4 tornadoes that are north of the rectangle. So more than likely, they will expand the tornado watch area to include Jackson, Mississippi, and everywhere in between. There's 4 tornadoes right now, and this app is accurate. I know it's accurate. It looks like maybe they did extend it, maybe a little. You need to extend it up to at least Jackson. Okay, guys. Like I said, I will update you through the YouTube app. It is snowing up in the northern part of the north central plains. Yes, look at all the snow. Check it out. Snow up in Omaha, Sioux City, Sioux Falls, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids. Check it out. Quincy, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, Wichita, Kansas. You guys are seeing some snow, and they're dealing with tornadoes, high winds, and heavy rain down in the south. And it's all part of this big scorpion tail that we were talking about earlier that's anchored over Oklahoma right now. You can see right where it's anchored. This is all going to move east. This energy is moving east now, and it will all night long. And there's a tornado component to this storm system that you've just seen on the radar, and it's going to be in place for the next 9 hours. So if you're in those areas, have a plan, have an interior room with no glass, be safe, keep your family safe, and just have a plan. That's all. Be wise, make good choices, and don't be out in this inclement weather unless you absolutely have to. Holy cow, product of myself. Ohio looks good for the time being, but this energy is moving your direction, my friend, in Ohio. So more than likely, time is it? 9. Yeah. just be prepared for the possibility of severe weather. It's moving towards Ohio, product of myself. You could definitely see some activity closer to the early morning hours, but it's moving that way right now, and it's moving rather quickly. So be prepared. It's better to be prepared, not needed, than to not be prepared and needed. Team Alaska, 9 hours. I'm calling my daughter in Tennessee now. That's a good idea, my friend. That is a good idea. Hey, Chelsea, surgeon there. Yeah, Tennessee's already starting to get power outages, and Tennessee is going to be right in the middle of this. Um, in the next hour, I'll show you Tennessee on the map. They're already starting to see some activity. Let's go to Tennessee. There you go. That radar right there is not on. The ones that's red that are not on. Yeah, Tennessee's getting it. Is it severe right now? Let's look and see. Tennessee seeing some high winds in the Murfreesboro area, Cookeville, McMinnville, Chattanooga, just north of Chattanooga. But right now, not necessarily a super severe component, but the severe weather is south of Tennessee and it's moving to the north. So you can see in the Huntsville area, they're getting high winds, and that's what those little symbols there mean, high winds. So they're getting winds in that part of the country, northern Alabama, and it's moving into Tennessee. So give your daughter a call and say, hey, just be ready to go to an interior room with no glass tonight. Just be safe. That's all. Just be safe and have a plan. Make good choices. But I fully expect them to make these tornadic areas here larger. If they don't, I'd be very surprised. We've already seen 4 tornadoes in central Mississippi, and the night is young. It's very young. It's just getting started, and this could potentially, well, according to the National Weather Service, they said, not me, that this will continue all night long. So look for the possibility of more tornadoes. In fact, there's a new one right there on the map headed towards the Mendenhall area. Are you serious? These are new, guys. So this is number 5 right there, and number 6 right there. This area right here is primed for tornadic activity. Wow. Southern Mississippi. Oh, boy. That would be south of Jackson, but this energy is all moving northeast. There's 2 more. Rest assured there's something there, whether it's on the ground or not. That usually means it's on the ground. When you see the straight up symbol, it's on the ground. That's not rotation. So if you're in that area or know anybody that's in those areas, big heads up. And I'll continue to watch the map. It's going to be a busy night, guys. It's going to be a long night. So if you're in these areas, it's in the southern Gulf states, along the northern edge of the Gulf of Mexico, up into Tennessee, western Georgia, all of Alabama, all of Mississippi, Tennessee, moving up into Kentucky later on, Ohio, probably closer to the morning hours, the Carolinas, closer to the morning hours. If you're in the mountains of Carolina, you'll probably see some snow from this big situation, the big scorpion tail in the sky that's making its way east of the Mississippi, occupying pretty much every state east of the Mississippi in some capacity, getting snow up in Ontario right now as I do this video. Charlene Sampson, Chris, what's the time in Arizona? 8:57 p.m. Chris, what's up, Whitehorse? Chelsea Surgenor. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off here for now. I have been on here for an hour and a half chasing these tornadoes. I'm going to continue to watch the radar. Again, if there's any activity, I'll let you know via the YouTube community app, and I'll send a screen grab of the locations where there are tornadoes. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell, that way you'll get notified when I send out notifications involving potential tornadoes or when I upload any video in the future. If you're a current subscriber, double check and make sure that you're still subscribed, because I have people quite often say, hey, I was unsubscribed for your channel. I have no control over that, guys. All we can do is just double check every once in a while, make sure you're still subscribed and make sure the bell's activated, because if the bell's not activated, you won't get notified when I upload a new video. So subscribe, click on the bell, everything's all good. Once again, I'll give you guys a shout out through the YouTube community app if there's tornadic activity in your area. Quick update on the power outage situation, which I fully expect this to light up as we move through the nighttime hours, and not necessarily in a good way. Tennessee looking at 12,499 now, so that number has gone up. Kentucky still at 53, but I look for that to change. Ohio 197, I look for that to change. 4,778 in Georgia, 25,000 in Alabama, 13,000 in Mississippi, 23,000 in Louisiana, and now up to 42,821 customers in Texas without electricity. That number has gone up. Kansas has stayed about the same. That's where the storm is anchored, over Kansas and Oklahoma. And again, this big storm system is moving eastward. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all the super chats. Pure Blood, that was super kind of you to do that. Again, I will keep you guys updated on any tornadic activity that could potentially be coming your way. Right now, the hot spot is in South Mississippi, where there are currently 2 potential tornadoes on the ground as I do this video. Remember, interior room with no glass. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.